What's going on, YouTube? It's Bad Takes with Bad Takes in Football, back with another video for you. Excited to hop into today's topic, but before I do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm on my road to my first 100 subscribers. It means a lot to me and it's free for you to do. Also, make sure you like and comment on this video. Tell me what you think about the Trey Hendrickson deal, any other content you'd want me to talk about. Excited to hop in. So getting into today's topic, before I really get into Trey Hendrickson, I think it's important to mention the fact that Terry McLaurin, another hold-in, got a 3-year, $96 million extension. That is an awesome deal for both Terry McLaurin as well as the Washington Commanders, who got essentially their lifeblood back on their team and the main target for Jaden Daniels. Now, I want to mention that really quickly because Trey Hendrickson, another star player who's a key impact player for the Cincinnati Bengals, ended his hold-in signing a 1-year, $30 million deal. This is a $14 million raise from the $16 million he was originally going to make this year going into 2025. And you have to ask yourself, was it really worth holding in for a $14 million raise? When thinking back on this situation, he told the Bengals he was not going to play under the contract that he had originally signed. He did hold up that end of the bargain, but at the same time, was it really worth holding in for $14 million more this year? Especially considering the fact that the biggest thing you were fighting for was a longer extension, and on top of that, more guaranteed dollars in other years beyond this year. At this point, he actually has no guaranteed money beyond this year. For me, that's why I don't really understand why Trey Hendrickson agreed to this deal. To me, the only thing that makes sense is the fact that when getting trade proposals, I have to imagine there weren't a lot of teams that were interested in giving the Bengals a lot for Trey Hendrickson. And on top of that, probably weren't interested in signing Trey Hendrickson to a long-term extension. When I think about this deal, what this says to me is that Trey Hendrickson is not going to get a extensive deal any longer in his career. Again, he's 31 years old. If it was this hard for him to get a long-term extension this year, it's going to be even harder next year, right? He was the sack leader last year. So all the hype, all the excitement, he has everything going for him. He had every single chip he could possibly hold in this situation, and he gave it up for a 1-year, $30 million deal. It doesn't really make sense to me because at this point, what this does is it puts Trey Hendrickson just behind Nick Bosa when it comes to the highest paid edge rushers. Again, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Danielle Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, all are younger, but they're not that much younger, right? TJ Watt and Danielle Hunter are both 31 years old and both signed very large extensions. TJ Watt is signed through 2029 and Danielle Hunter is signed through 2027. Trey Hendrickson has a 1-year deal. He held in for 1 year. He didn't even get an extension. Honestly, I think this was a terrible deal for Trey Hendrickson. I'm happy for the Bengals. This saves their season potentially because their defense is absolutely atrocious. But at the same time, what message are you sending the Cincinnati Bengals when you sign a 1-year deal? Are you happy with this deal actually? Because to me, he was fighting again for multiple years and more guaranteed money beyond this year, and he didn't even get that. I'm curious what you think about this deal. Tell me what you think about the Cincinnati Bengals going into this upcoming regular season. Excited to talk about this more. Thank you again. This is Bad Takes with Bad Takes in Football, signing out.